So, good morning students. So, welcome to business studies class. So, we are in the last chapter, that is international trade. In the last class we have studied what is the meaning of international trade, then reasons for international trade, then we studied the difference between the domestic and international business, then studied the scope of international business, that we studied merchandise exports and import, then we studied what do you call services export and import, licensing and franchising, then international investment or the foreign investment. We had two types of foreign investment, portfolio investment and direct investment. This is a concept we studied in our previous class. So, in today's class we are going to study the benefit of international business, benefit of international business or advantages of international business to the countries as well as to the business firm, to the both the party, to the country and to the business firm. First one, benefit to countries. Here we have earning of foreign exchange, then efficient use of resources, growth prospect and employment, improvement in growth prospect and employment, then increased standard of living. This is the benefit of foreign or international business to the country. Then one more thing is here, the benefit of firm, benefit of international business to the firm, prospect for higher profit, increased capacity utilized, prospect of growth. Then we have way out to intense competition in the domestic market, improved business vision. These are all the benefit of international business to the firm. Then we have one more concept, mode of entry into international business. It means how to enter international business. We have various path to enter international business. So, first path or first way to enter into international business, export and import. We have export and import, we have contract manufacturing, licensing and franchising, then joint venture, then fully owned or partially owned subsidiary. These are all the way to enter into international business or mode of international business. I repeat, export and import is the one way to enter into international business, whereas some other point also, licensing and franchising, contract manufacturing, joint venture, then fully or partially owned subsidiary. So, these are all the way or the path to enter into international business. So, here in today's class we will discuss only one thing, one mode of entry, that is export and import. Then we have advantages, easiest way, then less investment and risk is less. This is the advantages of export and import. Then we have disadvantages. First one, heavy transport cost. Second one, import restrictions. Then we have don't have much contact between whom? Between exporter and importer. This is the concept for today's class. Okay, now first come to the first point. What is the benefit of international trade to the country? First one, earning foreign exchange. One of the best way to earn the foreign exchange just to increase our export. Whenever we increase our export or sending the goods to the domestic country or home country to the foreign country, then we get the foreign exchange. The foreign exchange, it can be used for importing of the needed product or required item. Is the first thing, earning of foreign exchange. That is the first benefit to the country by international trade, earning foreign exchange. Now, I repeat, when you count of foreign exchange, when we export product to the other country, we get the foreign exchange. We can earn the foreign exchange. Foreign exchange is given by the RBI or the Apex Bank of India. Today we have plenty of other institutions also, but one of the best way to earn the foreign exchange just to increase the export. Then after earning foreign exchange, so country they can use it for import of technology. So one of the major items of import in India, importing of technology, then petroleum product and pharmaceutical item. So pharma item or medical items, pharmaceutical items, then the petroleum and the technology. We have to import it from the other country. We have to import it from the other country. Exporting means what? Sending the goods from home country to foreign country. Importing means just receiving the product or the goods from foreign country to the foreign country, that is what we call importing. Exporting and importing. Exporting is selling to other country, importing purchasing from other country or the foreign country. Okay. That is the foreign exchange. Best way to earn the foreign exchange, that is the import and export. I mean exporting, international business. So we can use it later for our technology or the petroleum and the pharmaceutical item. One of the much needed thing in India, there is the petroleum. We need petroleum very much. For the import of petroleum, we have to pay our foreign exchange reserve or the foreign exchange. So earning of foreign exchange is very much essential for importing a product. It is the first benefit to countries. Second one, efficient use of resources. One of the best policy or rule of international trade, produce what you can produce in efficiently or in efficient way. Okay, do produce what you can do it efficiently. That is one of the best rule or the principle of international business. International business. So when if the country they have the grip or edge, or if they are efficient in producing one type product, then they will succeed in the international business. When the company they have the grip or efficiency in producing one product, then they can produce more and more goods by using very much raw materials with the minimum time. That is the one of second benefit to countries, efficient use of resources. Okay, I repeat now, when you come to efficiency, by using efficiency we can produce more output, with the minimum cost, again with the minimum resources. Resources cannot be wasted. When we use the resource efficiently, resources cannot be wasted. That is the second thing, the efficient use of resources, the second benefit to the country. Third benefit, growth prospect and employment. When you go for international business, then automatically the country's growth that improves. The domestic business that restrict the growth of the country, and the employment. We cannot create much employment within the country just having internal trade. Now, if the country, if they are facing the shortage of employment or the unemployment, if they are facing the unemployment, then they have to go for international business. International business that creates employment, again the growth prospect to the country. You might have been observed the the development story of India after 1990. What has happened after 1991, isn't it? So most of the countries, most of the companies entered into foreign country. Again in the foreign countries companies they entered to India. Automatically the customers are benefited, nation is benefited. Ultimately it's one of the best thing to explain the advantages of international business. There is a third one, growth prospect and employment. Then fourth one, increased standard of living. Sometimes the people of India or people of the home country, they won't get the product what they actually need. Sometimes they need some luxury item or need some comfort product. So that by using international business they can buy it or they can import it from the other country so that they can increase their standard of living. Is the major 4 benefit of international business to the countries, to the home countries or to the foreign countries. First one, earning of foreign exchange. Second one, efficient use of resources. Fourth one, third one, growth prospect and employment. Then fourth one, increase the standard of living. Then what are the benefit of international business to the firm? First one, prospect of higher profit. For example, so one company, they are dealing, they have the business activity only in the home country. Sometimes the products are selling at a cheaper rate. If he observed, the entrepreneur observed that he may get more profit, he will sell it in the international business. So here he is selling in the cheaper rate, but he can sell it in the higher rate, then he make the huge profit if he sell it in the international business. That is the first benefit to the firm, the prospect of higher profit. Just to earn the higher profit or the desire of earning higher profit, they can go for international business. Second one, increased capacity utilized. So when we go for large scale production, automatically the cost of production comes down. Okay, then we can sell it, that product in the international market in the competitive price. That is the second one, increased capacity utilized. Then third one, improved the prospect of growth. The internal business that restrict the growth of the company. So once the demand is saturated, then there is no growth at all. Then you have to look for international business. That is the second, third one, the prospect of growth. If you want to grow higher and higher, if you want to extend your market, then you have to go for international business. Is the third benefit to the countries. Then fourth one, way out to intense competition. Sometimes some companies are facing the intense competition in the domestic market. Then just for survival purpose, then they have to enter for the international business. That is one of the way out to intense competition. Some companies, they are facing the intense competition in the domestic market. To avoid that competition, for the growth purpose, to make the profit, then again for the survival, they can go for international business. It is a fourth benefit to the firm. I repeat, when you come to way out to intense competition, some companies, they are facing the intense competition, neck to neck competition in the domestic market, just for survival purpose. Just for survival purpose, they can go for international business. It is one of the way out to the intense competition. Improved business vision. Now, if the companies decided to go for international business, then they should have the wider vision. They should have the diversified product, diversified activities. Then they have the strategies, they have some technique to deal in the international market. Without any wider vision or decision, without any diversified product, without any strategy, we can't do in the international market. We have to prepare well in advance for the international trade or international business. That is the thing, improved business vision. Having one product, we can't go for international market. Okay, if any company, if you want to survive, you should have the diversified product. For example, you might have seen ITC. They have the tobacco product. Their major income comes from the tobacco. But as you know, the use of tobacco is decreasing day by day. Then they shifted their way to the confectionery item or to the biscuit. Now they have the ITC software. They have the what you call fabric, or John Players, or the ITC shirt or the pant. The cloth segment. They are in the confectionery. They have the classmate book. They diversified their product from the tobacco item. So we need that type of strategies or diversification to succeed in the international market. That is the improved business vision. This is the benefit of international business to countries and to the firm. Benefit to the countries: earning foreign exchange, efficient use of resources, growth prospect and employment, then increased standard of living. Benefit to firm, prospect for higher profit, increased capacity utilized, prospect of growth, then way out to intense competition, improved business vision. These are all the benefit to both the parties, to the countries and to the firm. Then the mode of entry into international business. How to enter international business? As I said, we have 5 to 6 way path to enter into international business. The first one, export and import. Then we have contract manufacturing, franchising and licensing, then joint venture, then we have the subsidiary, wholly or fully owned subsidiaries. Here we have one first way, export and import is the cheapest way, is the best way to enter into international business, that is export and import. What exporting means? What? Sending goods from home country to foreign country. Importing, receiving the product from the foreign country, that is called importing. Selling and buying, exporting and importing. And now it is from the different countries or to the different countries. Okay. Now, what is the advantages of export and import when we compare it with the other mode of entry into international business? As I said, we have import and export, then contract manufacturing, we have licensing and franchising, then joint venture and subsidiary. We have 5 way to enter in international business. So, when we compare export and import with other 4 mode of entries, the entry into international business is very easy. Export and import is the easiest way to enter into international business. That is the first benefit of export and import or advantages. When we compare it with the other 4 ways or mode of entry, the easiest way to enter into international business, that is export and import. Then second one, less investment. When we compare it with the other 4 mode of business, we need less investment. When you compare licensing or franchising or the contract manufacturing or a joint venture, there we need huge capital, huge investment. Here there is a less investment is enough. Then risk is less. When the investment is less, automatically the risk is less. At the time of any problem or a theft or fire, the risk is very less because the investment is very less. In case of loss also, risk is very less because investment is very less. These are all the 3 advantages of export and import over other 4 modes of entry. First one, easiest way, export and import is a easiest way to enter into international business. Then it is less investment, it needs very less investment, then risk is very less. Then what are the disadvantages? First one, heavy transport cost. The time of exporting and importing, we need some special packaging, special labeling, special covering. Then we have to book for the ship. That time it includes huge transport cost. In case of any problem, theft or fire, then automatically there is a chance of incurring loss. That is the thing, heavy transport cost involving in export and import. Then second one, import restriction. If the countries, if they put import restrictions, then it is not feasible the export the product. For example, India, we have put some import restrictions on the Chinese product, isn't it? That is the thing, Chinese product. So, in that case, China, they cannot export anything to the India. Even if China, if they put any import restriction, India cannot export anything to the China. They can't import it because there is import restriction. If the countries, if they go for import restrictions, then automatically it is difficult to go for export and import. Then we have don't have much contact, that means there is no face to face contact between exporter and importer. This is difficult to come to an understanding out of the agreement in the export and import. These are all the three major disadvantages: heavy transport cost, import restrictions, then we have the don't have much contact between exporter and importer. This is the disadvantages of export and import over 4 other modes of entry into international business. Again we have actually we studied advantages. We have 3 advantages also over other 4 mode of entry into international business. So, this was the concept for today's class. We studied benefit of international business to countries, then benefit of international business to the firm. Then we studied the mode of entry, how to enter into international business. There we studied export and import, its advantages and disadvantages. Okay. In next class we will study some other mode of entry, maybe the contract manufacturing or the licensing, joint venture or other some way of entry in international business. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.